If you're serving your Thanksgiving feast buffet style, Trace Barnett, the bitter socialite, is here with some unique ideas for how to make your table inviting and festive. I love the way this looks. It just looks different from your typical Thanksgiving buffet.
Yeah, it's a little bit of play on some traditional Thanksgiving elements, but then we've kind of thrown in some unexpected items that kind of will amuse your guests as they fix their plates. So buffet style is by far the easiest way to serve a large crowd, and it's also the most economical. So when you're setting up your buffet, there's no wrong way to set up a buffet, but there are some ways that's going to maximize flow and efficiency. And one way to do that is set up your plates, also your silverware, also your cups on one end. From there, you're going to have your main dish, and then you're going to work your way down through hot dishes all the way to cold or room temperature dishes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then, you know, grab your plate, fix your food, and then you're on off to the table. And one way, if you're limited on space for your buffet, one thing good to do is vary in the heights.
Okay, so you're elevating some things.
Yeah, elevate some things, elevate dishes that are not necessarily going to spill or topple over, elevate your sides, or you can even elevate appetizers. And one way to do that is, I know this is kind of different, is these are terracotta pots.
Yeah.
And they're great because, you know, we usually have those laying around anyway. Be sure wash those really good. Now's the time of year to do it. And flip those over and then just stagger your dishes on top of that.
That's a really interesting idea.
And it's going to save space. It's also, you know, large platters for turkeys. You're going to have plenty of space for that too. When you're plating up your food, think of some unexpected elements to throw in there too. So here I've used collard greens. So if you're if you have a garden, you probably have collard greens now. So go ahead and
pick them up at the farmer's market.
Yeah, go ahead and lay your food on top of that. It's going to showcase it really well.
That's beautiful.
Napkin wise, one thing we've done is, you know, there's a couple ways that you can serve those up, but go ahead and make a little package for those. And we're going to make one really quickly here. And so we have just the standard cloth napkins, and we're going to use some of our elements of our table. So we're going to add a magnolia leaf in there. Go ahead and lay your silverware on top of that. And all this is old blue jeans from the consignment store.
Right.
Cut those off into strips. Here's one for you. I'll tie it for you.
Okay.
And
you could do ribbon if you'd rather.
You could definitely use ribbon. You could use raffia. You could use jute. Anything you wanted. And so you kind of have a nice little way to serve up, and it's easy for people, that's really portable, and it also echoes the denim that we've used in our serving. So instead of like standard dish towels or hot plates, go ahead and get that same denim, cut those into strips, and you can fold those over, let them hang out a little bit.
So that's your pot holder.
Yeah, that's your pot holder, and it's going to protect your table from hot dishes.
I love what you're doing here too, using bark for either place cards or to identify what's on the buffet.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is straight off of a pine tree. Take a stiff brush, go ahead, remove any debris or something that might fall on your table, and then you have these wonderful, and if you notice there's two different sides. There's a brown side, there's also a rougher side. You know, use a paint pen, use a standard Sharpie, write your guest's name or write the dish's name. Also, we've used a lot of magnolia in our table today, which is perfect for a buffet because they don't require water and they stay green for long periods of time. So go ahead and use those to identify foods and also your guests. For your flower arrangements for a buffet, go ahead and pick something that's tall, that's not live, and that does not shed. So we've used dried hydrangea, which kind of has the golden undertones, and we've hit that with a little hairspray just to ensure nothing's going to fall off into the food.
What a great idea. All right, it's a beautiful table, Trace. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Same to you. For more of Trace's entertaining tips, you can check out his blog. It's called The Bitter Socialite. There's a link on our website at newschannel5.com.